Hello animal behavior students. This video will introduce you to our Blackboard site, our learning management system for the semester. So I'm going to open that up. Here we are. So this is the site you will see when you open our lab. This is section 901. Section 903 looks very similar. And I've got a picture here of a black-capped chickadee that's got some color bands on it so that we can identify an individual black-capped chickadee in the field. In any case, the Blackboard site opens up to the announcement page. I don't have any announcements for you yet. I will be posting one soon before classes begin. And then there are a series of buttons on the left, right? And these are the things that you're going to be navigating through all semester long. The first important button would be the Begin Here button. Okay, so when we click on that, you'll see a few important documents, right, and links. One of them is a Let's Get Started Introductory Videos button or folder. And I've got a quick video that introduces myself and my dog, and there will be the video that introduces how to navigate on Blackboard and our lab and lecture, our lab syllabus and schedule as well. And in addition to the videos, you'll see the lab syllabus and the lecture and lab schedule. This schedule is something that you want to keep checking. It's your reference. What's happening? Is anything changed? That's a good reference. In addition, there are instructions for how to register for the Simutext class or assignments that you're going to be using in this lab. So if you click on this link, you can see the set of directions that we've been given for how you can access our Animal Behavior 352 class site. You will be using this class site to complete, I believe, 6 assignments in lab during this semester. So you want to get set up for that. And there's also a link for how to download and install SPSS. You're going to need SPSS for doing all sorts of statistical analysis this year. So you'll want to click on that. It gets you to our Grand Valley site, tells you exactly as a student how to go about downloading SPSS. Good luck. That takes a little bit of effort. You can, in fact, work with IT people if you have questions about it. So this is where I'd start. Work your way through all of these documents, and then you'll be ready to start the class, right? Start the lab. Now over on the left, you see a whole other sets of buttons. Projects, stats and graphing, groups, syllabus and schedule. That's just another link to our syllabus and schedule. Instructor information, basic link about that. Grades, okay, I can check my grades. You can send an email to individuals or to the whole class or to just you, the instructor, etc. Okay. I want to tell you that you're all a part of a lab group. So if I click on the groups button, each of you is enrolled in one of these lab groups. So if I click on one of these lab groups, you might see something slightly different here. Lab group 3, for example. I can see the 4 people who are enrolled in that lab group. These people are your people. These are your team for the semester. And so when you work on a group project, a lab group project, a team project, this is your team. And you have a lot of tools here that can help you communicate with your team. One of them is you can send an email to them. You can collaborate with them with a Collaborate tool. This is like a Zoom, except it's right here in Blackboard. So you can click on that, get into Collaborate, and work synchronously over the internet, right? Virtually. You also have a file exchange. This is where you'll post documents that you might need. Let's say you're doing an analysis and you have an SPSS data set that you want to post and you want your teammates to have. You post it right here on the file exchange. They have access to it. Right? You also may be posting things like literature, peer-reviewed research articles that you've looked up and want to post for your team. That's a great place to post these things. Sometimes you may need to dump things from your file exchange when you have, wait late in the semester and you have 25 documents that you're not using anymore. Just delete them, okay? Okay, so you have a group that you can determine who's in your group, and you're going to do projects. I have 4 major projects splitting up the semester, essentially, and they're in order. So we'll start with the Introduction to Behavioral Research. That's going to be about 3 weeks long, and this basically introduces you to how do we go about studying animal behavior? How do we collect data? What's an ethogram? How do I do literature reviews and library searches to find information on animal behavior, those kinds of things. Then there's a second button here called Project 1. In Project 1, we're going to study aggressive behavior in jumping spiders. We're going to, for this project, view and collect data from a series of videos to try to address a hypothesis. We're going to then analyze the data, put it all together, and make a poster so that you can communicate the results of this experiment in a poster format. Some of this is group assignments, a lot of it is individual assignments. Our second project here is the Optimal Foraging in Black-Capped Chickadee project. We're going to be studying how predation risk influences foraging behavior in chickadees and other songbirds. And we're going to be doing this by setting up bird feeders on campus, and you as a class are going to collect data in 30-minute observations, and we're going to collect all of the data that you've collected and analyze it, make figures to describe your data, and finally make a poster about your data and about the results of the experiment. It's a big project. And the last thing you'll be doing is working with your team, your lab group, on developing a research proposal that your team wants to do. We won't actually do the experiment, but you're going to go through the whole process of developing a proposal. And you'll turn that in as a group project at the end of the semester. Now, when you get started, the first thing you want to do is click on the first link. We're going to start at the beginning, all right? And you see I've divided this introduction into 3 weeks. There's descriptions about what you need to do in each week. And then at the very bottom is the assessments for introductory material weeks 1 through 3. This is always at the bottom of every one of these projects. It has a list of all the assessments and their deadlines. This is where you find your official assignments for the week. And you have to submit your assignments here, okay? If you want to look at week 1, it says week 1 we're going to be observing behavior in paper wasps in a video and creating ethograms, and we're going to start to explore behavioral variation by working on a library research assignment. Okay. So if I click on that, sure enough, I've got a set of documents that are going to help me get started. I'm going to work my way through in order, basically. Each time, I will start with this Observing Behavior in Wasps, Part 1 document. Work through this document. This document is actually an assignment that you will complete and submit, but please go to the Assessment for Introductory Material link to see this assignment. So I click on that, and I go ahead and get started. Okay? So I start reading and I start completing this. Actually, I'm going to probably have to make a copy of it, filling it in, completing it, so that I can submit it later to you. Okay? And here's another document that I need to read about. Here it looks like a link. Actually, it says it's a video to how to search a GBSU library database. That's probably going to help me with this assignment up here. And here's an example of this assignment up here. How convenient. So week 1, looks like I have to start 2 assignments, and I have some supplementary material to help me. I can see what I need to do in weeks 2 and weeks 3 as well. And eventually I have to make sure that I submit my materials on time. So this is an important link always, the assessment link. And it has all of my assignments present. Okay? So I can see the assignments. I have to click on these so that I can access these assignments. And, oh, here's a reminder, too, that I'm going to have to do a SynBio assignment. That's not, I won't submit it on this Blackboard site, but I need to do it and complete it. And then this is my last group assignment here that I need to do for this week, for this 3-week period. Okay, and once I get through the first 3 weeks, I move on to the next project, and etc. Some of these projects have not been fully populated with materials yet. My colleague and I are still working on completing the assignments for some of the projects. And some of them might be modified a little bit. So just so you know, you're going to start at the beginning. Don't head down here and try to do project 4, okay? Do project 3. Don't do that yet. Start at the beginning. All right. I think that's all I need to address. I forgot to tell you about these 2 items on the button on the left, the question forum. You may ask any question you want on this forum. Be respectful, be kind. Students may answer you, I may answer you. These can be related to the course content, it can be related to the format, it can be related to anything, okay? And if you click on the Blackboard Collaborate Ultra button on the left, then you will see that this gives you access to a class virtual meeting, like Zoom, but for our class. And occasionally I may have office hours here at the Collaborate Ultra site. So if I say, hey, I'm going to have office hours this week from this time to this time, just go to Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. That's where you need to go. All right, I think that's it. Thank you so much. I hope this helps you navigate our Blackboard site.